Technology race. Western Pacific, 87 nautical miles northeast of Guam, 0347 hours local time. U.S. Space Force tracking station detects anomaly. Hypersonic signature. Mach 8 velocity, descending rapidly. Then the signal disappears. No explosion, no debris field, just gone. Crashed into ocean, somewhere in international waters. Something extremely valuable just went down. And two superpowers are about to race for it. Pentagon Alert, where tomorrow's weapons become today's intelligence. Welcome back. What I'm about to reveal represents the most critical technology recovery operation since the Cold War. A Chinese hypersonic reconnaissance drone, experimental technology worth billions, crashed in the Pacific. And both the U.S. Navy and PLA Navy are deploying everything they have to find it first. This isn't salvage operation. This is technology warfare under the ocean. Let me show you exactly what's at stake. The detection. U.S. Space Force operates sophisticated tracking network throughout Pacific region, ground-based radars, satellite surveillance, over-the-horizon detection systems. Master Sergeant David Chen monitors displays at Andersen Air Force Base Tracking Station, 23-year veteran, seen thousands of aircraft tracks. But this signature is different. Speed, Mach 8.2. Altitude, 82,000 feet. Heat signature off the charts. Chen recognizes it immediately. Hypersonic vehicle, not ballistic missile. Maneuvering flight path, controlled descent. Then altitude drops precipitously, 82,000 feet to 50,000 in 12 seconds. Something went wrong. The vehicle tries to recover, attempts controlled glide, adjusts trajectory toward open ocean. Doesn't work. At 18,000 feet, the signature becomes erratic, tumbling, uncontrolled descent. Impact calculated at 0347 hours. Location, 13.9 degree N, 145.8 degree E. International waters, 87 nautical miles from Guam. Chen immediately reports to Indo-Pacific Command. Priority flash message, unknown hypersonic vehicle down in Pacific. Within minutes, every intelligence agency in theater wants information. The identification. National Security Agency signals intelligence intercept provides first clue. Chinese military communications spike dramatically. Emergency transmissions from PLA Strategic Support Force, scrambled encryption, high-priority traffic. NSA cryptanalysts break some of it. Key phrases emerge: Project Dark Arrow, prototype loss, immediate recovery required. CIA follows up, checks databases. Dark Arrow appears in classified reports from 2022. Chinese Hypersonic Reconnaissance Drone Program, experimental technology, designed for high-altitude surveillance and rapid response missions. Specifications leaked by intelligence sources indicate revolutionary capabilities that combine hypersonic propulsion with advanced reconnaissance sensors and extended loiter capability at extreme altitudes. Top speed, Mach 10+. Operational altitude, 100,000 feet. Range, 6,000 miles. Sensor package, synthetic aperture radar, electro-optical systems, signals intelligence collection. This isn't just drone. This is strategic reconnaissance platform that could fundamentally alter intelligence gathering capabilities. Which technology is more valuable? A. Hypersonic propulsion. B. Sensor packages. C. Materials. Science. And now it's sitting on the ocean floor, waiting to be recovered. The wreckage location. U.S. Navy immediately deploys search assets. P-8 Poseidon Maritime Patrol aircraft launches from Andersen within 40 minutes. The aircraft carries advanced sensors, magnetic anomaly detection, synthetic aperture radar, multispectral imaging. They locate debris field in 90 minutes, surface wreckage scattered across 2 square mile area, composite materials, titanium fragments, electronic components. But the main fuselage, underwater, somewhere between 200 and 400 feet depth. Oceanographic data indicates complex underwater topology, volcanic formations, deep trenches, difficult recovery environment. P-8 drops sonobuoys, passive acoustic monitoring, active sonar pinging, building underwater picture. They detect large contact, 400 feet depth, resting on underwater ridge, intact structure approximately 35 feet long. That's it, the main wreckage, the technology goldmine. The race begins. Indo-Pacific Command convenes emergency meeting. Admiral John Aquilino chairs discussion. Options presented rapidly. Recovery assets available in theater. USS Frank Cable, submarine tender with deep-sea salvage capability, currently in Apra Harbor, can deploy within 6 hours. USNS Salvor, rescue and salvage ship, operating near Philippines. ETA, 18 hours. Navy Mobile Diving and Salvage Unit 1, forward deployed in Guam, can begin operations immediately. Decision made in 8 minutes. Deploy everything. Recover that wreckage before China does. But there's complication. Chinese assets are closer than anyone thought. Stay with me. The underwater technology race is about to get extremely dangerous. Chinese response. PLA Navy had vessels in area already. Type 815 spy ship Haiwangxing, operating 140 nautical miles from crash site. The ship immediately changes course, maximum speed toward wreckage location. ETA, 7 hours. But that's just the beginning. Chinese military launches comprehensive recovery operation. Type 926 submarine support ship. Dayang Dao departs Hainan Island Naval Base, specialized deep-sea recovery equipment aboard. ETA, 48 hours. 2 Type 054A frigates escort, Yuncheng and Yulin, armed protection for recovery operation. And submarine support. Type 093 attack submarine detected heading toward area. Underwater security against U.S. interference. This isn't search operation. This is military expedition, with full combat support. The legal framework. International maritime law becomes critical. Who has rights to this wreckage? The vehicle crashed in international waters, beyond any nation's territorial claims, no sovereignty issues. But the vehicle is Chinese government property. Technically, China has legal claim to wreckage regardless of location. However, there's precedent for salvage rights. First recovery team to reach wreckage and secure it establishes possession. Pentagon lawyers research case law. Soviet submarine K-129 recovery in 1974. Project Azorian, CIA operation. The Soviets protested, claimed sovereign immunity, demanded return of wreckage. U.S. refused. Salvage rights in international waters. Possession is 9/10 of law. That's the precedent. First team to secure wreckage owns it. Legally defensible under international law. The race is on, and winner takes all. Use initial deployment. Mobile Diving and Salvage Unit 1 deploys within 2 hours. 2 rigid hull inflatable boats, 12 Navy divers, support equipment. But there's problem. The wreckage depth exceeds standard diving limits. 400 feet requires specialized equipment. The unit has Mark 16 rebreathers, closed-circuit underwater breathing apparatus, maximum operational depth, 450 feet. But at that depth, bottom time severely limited. Maybe 15 minutes maximum before decompression requirements become critical. They need better solution. USS Frank Cable has it. The salvage ship. Frank Cable carries remotely operated vehicle. Kerr V-21, commercial remotely operated vehicle system, rated to 6,000 feet depth. The ROV has manipulator arms, HD cameras, sonar systems, everything needed for deep water recovery. Cable departs Opera Harbor at 08:20 hours, maximum speed 16 knots, will reach site by 1500 hours. That gives Chinese spy ship 2-hour head start, but Haiwangxing doesn't have equivalent ROV capability. US maintains technological advantage if they can reach wreckage first. The Chinese spy ship. Haiwangxing arrives at crash site at 13:12 hours, immediately begins surface survey operations. The ship deploys small boats, recovery teams sweep surface debris, collect every piece they can find. But they know the real prize is underwater, and they don't have equipment to reach it. Or do they? Pentagon Alert has learned through intelligence sources that Haiwangxing made unscheduled port call in Manila 3 months prior. During that stop, the ship loaded equipment not listed in original cargo manifest. Intelligence analysts now believe that equipment was commercial ROV system, purchased through shell companies, smuggled aboard. If true, Chinese can recover wreckage independently. Don't need to wait for Dayang Dao. How deep can military ROV systems operate? A. 1,000 feet, B. 6,000 feet, C. 20,000 feet. The race just became much closer. US Frank Cable arrives. 14:47 hours. Cable reaches position 2,000 meters from Chinese spy ship, international waters, legal right to be there. Captain Rodriguez surveys situation. Chinese vessel actively working area, small boats deployed, recovery operations underway. But no ROV in water yet. That's good news. Rodriguez orders immediate ROV deployment. Kerr V-21 goes over the side, begins descent toward target coordinates. The Chinese watch. They know what's happening. They can't stop it legally, but they can complicate it. The underwater encounter. Kerr 21 reaches 300 feet. Sonar contact ahead. Large structure on seabed ridge. Target acquired. ROV pilot Lieutenant Ashley Morrison guides vehicle closer. HD cameras activate. Lights illuminate darkness. There it is. The drone wreckage, mostly intact. Nose section damaged, but fuselage complete. Wings attached. Morrison begins assessment. Recovery will be challenging. The wreckage is wedged between rock formations. Careful extraction required. Then something appears on sonar. Another contact, approaching from north, mechanical signature. Chinese ROV. They had one after all, and now both vehicles are converging on same wreckage. The standoff underwater. 2 ROVs, 1 wreckage, 400 feet below surface. No legal framework for this situation. Morrison reports to Captain Rodriguez, requests guidance. The response is clear: secure that wreckage. She maneuvers Curve 21 closer, extends manipulator arm, attempts to attach lifting cable to drone fuselage. Chinese ROV blocks approach, positions itself between American vehicle and wreckage, physical interference. Morrison tries different angle. Chinese ROV follows, mirrors her movements, prevents access. This is underwater chicken, high-tech standoff, 400 feet deep, with billions in technology hanging in balance. The surface tension. Captain Rodriguez contacts Chinese vessel. Radio communication, professional but firm. Chinese vessel, Haiwangxing. This is USS Frank Cable. We are conducting lawful salvage operations in international waters. Request your ROV clear the area. Response comes in heavily accented English. U.S. vessel, this is Chinese property. You have no authority. Remove your equipment immediately. Rodriguez expected this. He has ace up his sleeve. 2 more U.S. vessels approaching. USS Gabriel Giffords, littoral combat ship, ETA 30 minutes. USNS Salvor, specialized salvage ship, ETA 2 hours. The Americans are building overwhelming presence. Chinese have 1 spy ship, no combat support, no heavy salvage equipment yet. Math favors US if they can maintain position. If you believe technology recovery defines future power, type Pentagon Alert. The breakthrough. Morrison gets creative. If Chinese ROV won't move, go around it. Use terrain. She pilots Curve 21 down and under the ridge, approaches wreckage from below. Angle Chinese can't easily block. It works. She reaches drone fuselage, extends manipulator, attaches recovery cable to structural hardpoint. Cable secured. First step complete. Now they need to lift it. But Chinese ROV isn't done. It moves to cable, attempts to detach it, manipulator arms working frantically. Morrison calls for support. We need more ROVs down here. 1 vehicle isn't enough. Cable doesn't have second ROV, but Salvor does, and Salvor is now 90 minutes out. They need to hold position, protect that cable, don't let Chinese remove it. The reinforcement. USS Gabriel Giffords arrives. Independence Class LCS, advanced sensors, aviation capability. Commander Sarah Martinez assumes on-scene commander role, senior officer present, her operation now. Martinez deploys MH-60S helicopter, conducts overflight of Chinese vessel, shows presence, sends message. She also positions Giffords between Haiwangxing and cable. Physical barrier, prevents Chinese interference with salvage operations. The Chinese protest, radio traffic increases, threats of diplomatic consequences, accusations of piracy. Martinez ignores it. Legal authority is clear. Salvage rights in international waters. First possession rule applies. The Chinese escalation. Haiwangxing reports to PLA Navy Command, requests guidance. The response shocks everyone. Type 054A frigates, Yuncheng and Yulin, ordered to maximum speed. Close distance to crash site immediately. ETA reduced to 36 hours. But that's not all. Type 093 submarine already in area receives new orders. Surface near American vessels. Show presence. Intimidate. Pentagon Alert has confirmed through signals intelligence that these orders came directly from PLA Navy headquarters, indicating this operation has highest level attention and political support. This is no longer salvage operation. This is military confrontation building. USNS Salvor arrives. 1847 hours. Specialized salvage ship reaches position. Heavy lift capability. Advanced ROV systems. Expert crew. Chief Warrant Officer Marcus Webb leads salvage team. 32 years experience. Recovered everything from aircraft to submarines. Webb deploys second ROV, Schilling Robotics Orion, rated to 10,000 feet, heavy lift manipulators. Now Americans have 2 vehicles underwater. Chinese have 1. Numerical advantage. Orion reaches wreckage in 22 minutes, joins curve 21. Together, they begin lift procedure. Attach additional cables, secure multiple points, distribute weight evenly, professional precision. Chinese ROV tries to interfere, but can't counter 2 American vehicles, outmaneuvered, outmatched. The lift. Webb coordinates operation from Salvor. Both ROVs report ready. Cables secured. Wreckage stable. Commence lift. Slow and steady. Watch for structural stress. Salvage winches engage. Cables tighten. Tension increases gradually. The wreckage shifts, moves slightly, begins to rise from seabed. Chinese ROV makes desperate move, attaches its own cable to drone wing, attempts to pull wreckage away. Won't work. American cables have better attachment points, more lifting power, superior positioning. The drone rises, 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet off bottom. Clear of ridge, clear of terrain, ready for main lift. What's the most critical factor in deep-sea salvage? A. Speed. B. Precision. C. Power. Webb orders full lift. Bring it up. Get it to surface before anything else goes wrong. The submarine surfaces. 22:34 hours. Darkness has fallen. Salvage operation continues under floodlights. Then sonar contact. Submarine signature. Range 4,000 meters. Closing. USS Gabriel Giffords goes to general quarters. Submarine warfare stations manned. Torpedoes ready if needed. The submarine surfaces. Massive black hull emerges from water. Type 093 attack boat. 7,000 tons displacement. Conning tower opens. Officers appear on bridge. Chinese naval ensign raised. Message clear. We're here. We're watching. We're ready. Commander Martinez reports to Indo-Pacific Command. Submarine presence changes calculus. This could escalate rapidly. Admiral Aquilino's response. Continue salvage. Don't be intimidated. We have right to be there. But he orders additional support. USS Rafael Peralta, Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, diverts to location. P-8 Poseidon maintains continuous overhead surveillance. U.S. builds overwhelming force. Whatever happens, they'll be ready. The recovery complete. 312 hours. 24 hours after initial crash, the wreckage breaks surface. Floodlights illuminate Chinese hypersonic drone, battered but intact, technology preserved. Salvage crew deploys lifting harness, careful rigging, heavy crane swings over, slow lift from water. The drone emerges completely, 35 feet long, sleek design, exotic materials visible even under damage. Chinese submarine watches. Does nothing, can't do anything. International law sides with Americans. The wreckage is loaded onto Salvor's deck, secured, covered with tarps, protected from Chinese observation. Mission complete, technology recovered, intelligence goldmine secured. The analysis begins. Salvor immediately heads for Guam, maximum speed, get wreckage to secure facility. Intelligence teams already assembling, Air Force foreign materiel analysts, CIA technical specialists, defense contractors with relevant expertise. They'll disassemble everything, study every component, reverse engineer every system. Hypersonic propulsion technology, thermal protection materials, guidance systems, sensor packages. Every detail will be analyzed, every innovation will be understood, every secret will be revealed. This is how superpowers maintain technological edge, study enemy systems, learn their capabilities, develop counters. The Chinese reaction. Beijing erupts in fury. Foreign Ministry issues scathing statement within hours. Illegal seizure of Chinese government property, violation of international law, theft of sovereign assets. Consequences will follow. But the language is hollow. They lost. Technology is gone. Can't get it back. Chinese media run stories about American piracy. State propaganda machine works over time. Domestic audience needs explanation for failure. But international community sees through it. Salvage rights in international waters are clear. US followed law. China demands return of wreckage through diplomatic channels. US refuses. Property of first Salvor. Legal precedent established. The technology secrets. Pentagon Alert has obtained preliminary analysis from classified sources. What they found is remarkable. The hypersonic propulsion system uses scramjet technology far more advanced than expected. Combined cycle propulsion, air breathing at lower speeds, rocket mode for extreme velocity. Thermal protection employs ceramic matrix composites with active cooling channels. Withstands temperatures exceeding 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit during sustained hypersonic flight. Guidance systems incorporate AI-powered navigation, real-time trajectory optimization, evasive maneuver capability against anti-aircraft systems. Sensor package includes synthetic aperture radar resolution, equivalent to satellites at fraction of cost. This technology represents 5 to 10-year advancement over publicly known Chinese capabilities. Game-changing strategic reconnaissance platform. And now US has complete access. Every system, every component, every innovation. The operational implications. This recovery provides immediate intelligence advantages beyond just understanding Chinese technology. First, reveals actual Chinese hypersonic capabilities versus propaganda claims. Reality check on threat assessment. Second, identifies vulnerabilities in design, weaknesses that caused crash, potential countermeasures for future encounters. Third, shows Chinese manufacturing quality and technical sophistication, helps predict future development timeline. Fourth, provides warning about Chinese reconnaissance priorities, where they're focusing collection efforts, what information they're seeking. Intelligence Goldmine doesn't describe it adequately. This is complete window into Chinese strategic reconnaissance programs. If you believe technology determines military superiority, type Pentagon Alert. The diplomatic aftermath. U.S.-China relations hit new low. This incident becomes major friction point. China cancels planned military exchanges, postpones diplomatic meetings, increases military posture in South China Sea. But doesn't escalate to dangerous levels. Beijing understands they lost fair competition, can't justify major response. State Department manages situation carefully, offers to share non-sensitive findings, proposes confidence-building measures. China refuses, pride wounded, technology lost, can't accept American overtures. The Cold War in technology continues, next competition already beginning. The lessons learned. This operation demonstrates several critical points about modern superpower competition. Technology matters. Whoever recovers advanced systems gains advantage. Intelligence from hardware exceeds signals, intercepts, or human sources. Speed matters. First recovery team wins. Delay means losing critical opportunities. Legal framework matters. International law provided authority, operated within rules, maintained legitimacy. Force projection matters. U.S. had assets in theater, could respond rapidly, overwhelmed Chinese presence. These lessons inform future operations, shape strategic planning, define preparedness requirements. The ongoing race. This won't be last technology recovery competition. More will come, guaranteed. Experimental systems crash, tests fail, accidents happen, and wreckage becomes intelligence opportunity. Both nations now understand rules of engagement. Race to recover. First possession wins. Use overwhelming force if necessary. U.S. Navy expands salvage capabilities, more ROV systems, more trained personnel, more forward-deployed assets. China does same, building specialized recovery ships, developing advanced ROVs, positioning assets globally. The underwater technology race accelerates. Next competition could be anywhere, could happen tomorrow. The quiz answer. Remember the question, how deep can military ROV systems operate? Answer, C. 20,000 feet for the most advanced systems. Curve 21 used in this operation reaches 6,000 feet, but U.S. Navy has deeper diving systems for specialized missions. Chinese capabilities? Now U.S. knows exactly what they can do, because we recovered their drone. The final questions. 3 critical issues remain. First, how many other Chinese hypersonic systems are currently operating? Intelligence suggests at least 6 more prototypes in testing phase. Second, will China attempt to recover American technology if opportunity presents? Absolutely. They're preparing for exactly that scenario. Third, what happens when next crash occurs in more difficult location? Arctic waters, deep ocean trenches, areas beyond current recovery capability? The hypersonic technology race continues. The underwater recovery competition intensifies. The strategic stakes keep rising. Pentagon Alert, where we reveal the technology battles mainstream media misses. Subscribe now, enable notifications, share this investigation, because the next technology crash could happen anywhere, anytime. And you'll hear about it here first. Pentagon Alert out.